Welcome back to Dark Blood Mechanical. This time around, we've got a 2012 Camaro build that we're going to be doing for a buddy of mine. The car initially came equipped with a cammed LS3, valve train, along with exhaust and some other mods, a TR6060 transmission, and rear end upgrades. And as we can see, the car is pretty quick, but we want more, like a lot more. We removed the old engine and transmission, and a bit of foreshadowing. These will be used in a future project, my personal project. In place of the original 6-speed transmission, I'm building a TH400. Some of the transmission upgrades consisted of wide carbon bands, Red Eagle clutches and steels, an upgraded sprag, billet steel clutch hub, and a few others. We were on a little bit of a budget, so the full manual valve body and trans brake will have to be done in a future upgrade. Once all the components have been inspected, cleaned, and organized, I can go ahead and assemble the transmission with ease. The fun part was retrofitting the transmission shifter into the car. To do this, I started off with a plate, 4 bolts, and some foam tape, and I mounted the B&M shifter to the plate. This is a view from under the tunnel of the car. So the way that this shifter gets mounted now is the shifter actually gets mounted from above, and the plate gets mounted from underneath. I've used the original 4 holes in the vehicle to bolt that plate in from underneath, and of course I'm using the 1/2-inch tape all the way around to help seal it. You will need to cut out a hole for the actual shift cable to fit through. I still need to clean this up, and it will take some mucking about to get the right position. And the position of this is really crucial, because you not only have to make sure that this shifter fits in the box opening over here, but more importantly, you have to make sure that this cable actually clears the center of the whole console, because it absolutely needs to clear your traction control switch, unless you're planning to remove this, and your 12 volts accessory over here. So when you do this, you basically have to test fit this a couple dozen times to make sure that everything clears. The B&M shifter also had to get modified along here. Everything had to get cut out over here, and I've also had to chamfer off this edge over here, and that's so that it clears everything around this rim over here. Go through the gears. And now we're back in park. And now we move on to the engine build. We're using a 6.0 aluminum block with a few upgrades, starting with Wiseco forged pistons that the rings are going to be gapped for boost, a custom ground camshaft, high flowing GPI port and polished heads, topped off with a BTR 2-piece intake. Oh, and boost. Lots of boost. After routing all the turbo piping and wiring for the engine bay, one last thing under the vehicle was the drive shaft upgrade. We went with a custom aluminum drive shaft with a Sonax flange adapter. This will lighten up the vehicle while still maintaining the strength to handle the power of the motor. this shit's running. So this pretty much sums up this portion of the build. There's a lot of loose ends, tuning, wiring, and other things that we need to do before the car hits the track. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.
I don't want friends, I want Audis. Smoking on booth and it's Maui. I check the bitch like I'm Mari. Sorry bitch, I don't say sorry.